How was the Hummer ride?
Oh my God, that thing was nuts. It was like, I've never seen anything that big go that fast and stop that quickly in my life. It was crazy.
We heard you guys go down the backstretch. We're like, oh, okay, they're showing it to him.
You really think you're gonna die going down the backstretch because you're like, the car's accelerating and you can see the end of the track, and then all of a sudden the car so yeah, that thing is just amazing.
Is this your first time at the Detroit Auto Show?
Yeah, I live in New York, so I go to the New York Auto Show every year, but I've never been to this one, and so it's like, I'm so delighted to be here. It's super fun.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
See, I'm a car guy, so
yeah.
you know, these shows are meaningful for me.
I was gonna say, you are a car guy. What are you driving right now? I know you've mentioned a few different cars on different podcasts.
Right now, I got a Cadillac Blackwing CT4.
Okay.
The best driving car I've ever owned. And I have I got two kids, so I got a Kia Carnival minivan. Those are my principal. You know, I got both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I am, represented in my cars.
You talked about on your podcast a couple of years ago, the future is better than you expected with Waymo and autonomous vehicle driving. Do you feel like this is kind of the step in between getting to that point? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's impossible to predict where we're going to end up, but for the foreseeable future, we're going to have some mix of things. Long haul trucking seems perfect for autonomous driving. Taxis seem like a good use case in certain kinds of urban areas, but the problem is not the problem. The good thing is there are an awful lot of people who like driving. I'm one of them. I don't want to be driven around by a computer. So as long as there's people like me, there's going to be room for cars like this.
Perfect. Do you guys have anything?
Just tell me what brought you to this section specifically. Is it just more of the future of vehicles?
Well, they told me that they were going to put me in an EV and floor it. So who doesn't want that? That was enough for me. I was like, bring it on.
Just general, what is the future of electric vehicles just for the regular, everyday, and how far along are we, do you think?
Yeah. I think we're still super early. Batteries are, heavy and have relatively limited range. I mean, good range, but not, I think, I was talking to someone recently who does battery research, and we're very much in the first generation. I mean, things are going to get dramatically better over the next 10 years. And once the weight comes down, changes the value proposition dramatically.
And what were the vehicles that you drove? What was the first one? Just for
got in a Lyric.
I'm sorry.
I was in the dual motor Lyric, which is such a beautiful car. I'm a Cadillac guy, so. Then I got in the Hummer and had my out-of-body experience.
What has your experience been in Detroit so far, or at the auto show generally?
Oh, I mean, I love the city. I was just saying, I grew up in southwestern Ontario, so I grew up coming to Detroit. Went to Tigers games as a kid, so I know the city as well as someone who doesn't live here. So it's always fun to come back, and I love the energy that's returned to downtown Detroit. It's just fantastic.